Oh, it's Mr. McFeely.
I have seen the future, and he was wearing number 5, and I ain't talking about Robbie Grimsley, folks.
Took out the muffins, took out the trail mix, took out the cookies. They stole the monster cookies.
Wow, that's awesome. That is so awesome. Let's do some broadcasting.
All right. Happy New Year, our guy Mike McFeely. We haven't seen him in 2026. Good to see you.
I was on vacation.
Yeah.
I was enjoying some time away
Good for you.
From the meat grinder.
How the emails are flowing in about the game last night.
Yeah.
Should we rip the Band-Aid off here?
Yeah, heck of a game, for sure.
Great game.
Just tremendous. Look, and I was actually bowling at Sunset Lane, so I wasn't in front of my TV with the sound. I was trying to roll my 125.
And?
Awful. I'm just terrible. Actually, it doesn't matter. But so I was watching it while I wasn't like into it, but it looked like a great atmosphere. I got a text from somebody who was there last night and said, this game ain't ever going back to Frisco.
Yeah.
So which is unfortunate. I hope that Frisco gets a fair shot. I'm a fan of Frisco just because of all of our time that we spent there and our memories there, and the people we know there and all the restaurants there. Although I'm sure they have good restaurants in Nashville too. But I mean, what a tremendous game. I don't know how you could get any better for a national championship game. The chaos at the end of regulation, and I was sitting there going, "What are you doing?" Yeah. I don't know I don't know why Brock's back. I know why he tried to kick the field goal
at the end of regulation.
I get that, but
I disagree with that one.
But I don't. Even at the time at Sunset Lanes with my bowling team sitting there, I'm going. I said, just go for it. Just do not kick this field goal. And I didn't even realize until right now, because I didn't have the sound on, that wasn't even
the regular
Illinois
kicker.
State's regular kicker. Because when they showed the kid warming up on the sidelines, I'm going, I don't remember the kid wearing 81, but okay, well, I don't know what's going on. I didn't care that much. But so it was some kicker, redshirt freshman backup kicker from 38 yards, and you're asking him to win the national championship.
Yep.
I know. I mean, I'm not saying that they could have gone for a touchdown, but they had a couple timeouts left, I believe.
You could have gotten closer.
At least try to get it closer.
Yeah, I agree.
Run like an RPO with Rittenhouse, and if he gets 5 more yards, it helps. If you don't get the first down, after the game you explain, you know what? We have a young kicker. Yeah. I think people would have forgiven.
You're going for the win. Yeah.
Right. And it would have gone to overtime anyway.
Yes.
So that was a tough one. I mean, I understand what he was doing, but in the moment, that was probably the right thing to do. But
they're just owning it here. I mean, this play, it had no chance either. I mean, the guy comes off the edge, and then I'm thinking Montana State may return it for a touchdown, right?
Yeah, I mean, there was no chance. No. Obviously, Montana State dialed up their field goal block play, but he just had. You're just asking.
You're asking for trouble there.
A kid who hadn't kicked very much to make a third. And I told my bowling guys, I said, there is no way he's making this field goal.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was going to get blocked. But I go, there's just field goal kicking in college football is iffy anyway.
That's a
college
great way to
football kickers in FCS particularly are iffy because for all the reasons that we know. I mean, NDSU had an outstanding kicker the last couple of years. Eli Ozick was as good as they came in FCS, and he's not going to be there next year because another school said, we want you.
Yeah.
And so tough way for Brock's back to lose.
To me, it looks so similar to how the game was played out here. Montana State was totally gassed defensively there. That's why I was more in favor of go for it. And if you get stopped, then okay, then you go to overtime and play.
You go to overtime anyway.
Right.
It's almost like there's like a 10% chance the kid was going to make the field goal. I thought, and so if you're Brock, I mean, he knows way more than I do. I mean, the kid, the situation, and so I don't know, try to get if you're going to kick a field goal, which they probably would have had to do even if they got the first down, at least make it as short as
Right,
possible.
25 yards. Let's go.
If you can just chip it under the ball like a chip shot and get it up over. But a 38-yarder, you have to drive it.
Yes.
I mean, you can't just chip it. It's not a chip shot. I don't know. It's
the end of regular. So after that, Montana State has a chance to then win the game, and they cannot snap the ball.
No.
They had 9 false starts last night.
It was
chaotic.
It was just chaotic
Because
it was not a great, well played.
No,
game,
it wasn't the cleanest of games.
But it was entertaining as hell game, and it was many people in Fargo like us know Brent Vegan. Good for him.
Yep,
Congratulations.
absolutely.
That's awesome. They've had a tough, last few years have been tough on him because people in Bozeman last year were blaming him and his coordinators for losing to NDSU in the championship.
And I think they
game.
got outcoached in that game.
Yes, I totally did.
Yep. Some are already saying, I got emails already saying he got outcoached last night.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Parts of that
I got a couple of those last night too. Going, wow, Vegan was woof. Again, not very good, but he escaped this time. And so just. And Spack, we know Spack from covering the Redbirds for so long, and he's a good guy. I mean, he's just he's one of the better guys. When you think of like these high intensity coaches, that's not Brock Spack.
Nope.
You could the old test is you could sit down for a beer with Brock Spack. I don't know if he drinks or not, but you would have a heck of a time.
Yeah.
And it would be fun to talk to him, and he's a great guy. And if they would have won the game, I think a lot of people in Fargo would have said, whatever. Good for him. That's awesome.
I texted you as well once Montana State recovered the blocked field goal. Like the Alexandria kid, Miles Sandsted, has got a great leg. A chance to win the game.
When it came down to that, and I had a chance to talk to Miles last year at the national championship game with Vegan there because Vegan's wife is from Alexandria and grew up, I think, on the same lake that I did in Alexandria. And Miles Sandsted is from Alec, and he is somehow related to one of them.
To Molly.
Yes. He's a nephew of Molly, I think. Right? And so I was talking to Vegan on the field at Frisco, and he waved over Miles, and we had a chance to chat, and I told stories from 40 years ago.
Your Carlos Cougar days? You told that?
More the Alexandria Cardinal basketball days. And he was just going, it's really interesting. Okay, I have to go practice now. No, real nice kid.
Yes.
Real nice kid.
Yep.
But when it came down to him getting a chance to kick a field goal or win the game, no doubt, baby. Alexandria, there was no doubt that kid was making the field goal. Good for him. Alexandria, the cradle of champions.
Continues.
Tom Lehman, Miles Sandsted, Mike McFeely. It's just the bloodlines there are unbelievable.
How about, go back to the message you got last night, because I messaged you when I was down there and a few others as well about the championship, that they may have found a new home in Nashville. I think that was they did a great job. I'd be hard pressed to think that they would want to leave after that.
And it all comes down to money.
Correct.
I mean, but Nashville, I don't think is probably short of money.
No.
And I again was not watching the game that closely and never saw a wide shot of the stadium, but it looked like there was a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the attendance was if you looked that up.
24,000 it was.
Yeah, so I mean that's
really good.
That's I mean Frisco before they reduced the attendance down there with the Soccer Hall of Fame and stuff, I think the first couple Bison titles got 20,000 some in those games, and so 24 is more than they've had in Frisco.
So
which isn't it. I had a chance to go look at the stadium and get a tour.
Yeah, when we were down there in September.
When NDSU was down there in September, and it's a football stadium.
Yep.
And it's really 30,000 people or 35,000 people, and so it's not like the Titan Stadium was just ridiculously huge.
Too big.
It was like 80,000.
Yeah.
Just way too many people, way too many seats rather. But the Vanderbilt Stadium, because of its size, I thought was perfect.
Yep.
And I'm assuming the concessions ran better than they did in Frisco every year.
Yeah.
It just seemed to be
Something.
every year. It's like there was something going on with something. And the field is not an issue because it's
Not at
field
all.
turf.
Yep.
And they have way more suites. And so all the Richie Riches can,
which were sold out, by the way,
yes,
as well.
and they would have been if NDSU or SDSU or anybody else had gone down there. But so it seemed like it was a hit from everybody that I've talking to you, and I've heard Sam Herder gushing about it, and it just sounds like it was they did a really great job.
Now, this is the question that'll come up here. Can Montana State do this again? They only have 9 seniors. The question is, how many can Vigs hang on to come back for next season?
And what I would say to that is they lost a bunch of guys last year, and he found a quarterback.
He did.
I mean, Malott was obviously the best.
He was voted as the best player.
I don't know that he was the best quarterback. He was the best player in FCS, the most impactful player in FCS last year. I think Cam Miller was the better quarterback, but Malott was just a freakish athlete with his speed and all he could do. But Lamson is a legit quarterback. Yeah. He can throw. He can run. I mean, he's really good.
Yeah.
So I think he's coming back. He's got another year. And Vegan found a way to replace. They lost like 3 offensive linemen.
3 All-American offensive linemen left after the game last year against the Bison.
And I don't know that Montana State's team this year was as good as the team last year.
Yeah, right.
But it's all circumstances. And they won the game.
Yep.
And so of course they can do it again. And they have some things going for them now. Like the location, the practice facility.
Boosters are certainly energized.
They're going to be really energized now.
Yep. Yeah, certainly after winning a title like that can get even more people out of the woodwork, right?
For sure. I mean, with all due respect to Brock's back in the Illinois State, that Montana State has a much better chance to keep it going, I think, than Illinois State.
And that's the thing. Illinois State's graduating 26 guys. I mean, that was their team to have a chance to go and do it. That's going to be awfully hard in my mind to.
But again, though, FCS has changed.
Yep.
It's not like it once was. Montana State's going to have the advantage going into next year. Because assuming they're going to have a bunch of these guys coming back, I mean, who knows?
Yep.
Maybe Lamson takes off. I mean, quarterbacks are one of those things that in the portal. It's
what we see the numbers for that quarterback goes for these days. It's just crazy.
No, they'll certainly be a force to be reckoned with. Maybe they're the next thing in FCS. NDSU had its run for 15 years and sort of flamed out this year, and then they lost a bunch of guys in the portal. So. Maybe Montana State is that next team that's going to win the next 3 or something.
Montana State next year, just looking ahead quickly, they go to Nevada. Their old coach with Jeff Choate. So that's who they face next year as their FBS
They'll win
game.
that by 2 touchdowns. Nevada's horrible,
and they don't have any real strength. Their non-conference is what it is. So they'll be at the top,
and they'll have the Brawl of the Wild game in Bozeman.
Correct. After winning both games this year.
Yeah.
All right, good stuff there. We'll break. We come back. We'll chat some hoops. The Bison basketball teams both sit atop the Summit League. Start and play. We'll chat with Mike about that when we roll out of the Tuesday morning edition of Hot Mike right after this. Welcome back, everybody. Wrapping up our first hour. David Richmond coming up here in about 12 minutes or so. Bison men hitting the road for Kansas City and Omaha. You were, I was in Nashville, so getting ready for the Peyton ceremony, so I didn't see live the end of the Oral Roberts.
Yeah.
I don't know how you would have, not debacle, but
no, it was
wild game that happened there.
It was a wild game. NDSU's men's team has been playing really well.
Offensively challenged on Saturday.
On Saturday, it was just a struggle.
Yeah.
It was just a struggle offensively. They just couldn't. Oral Roberts was throwing they were mixing up their defenses, and they were throwing a couple zones at him. It looked like NDSU just couldn't figure out what to do.
And they couldn't miss from three-point range, or you on Saturday.
Early. But yeah, they just too much dribbling. Stefanowicz is dribbling around. It was just a clunker offensively. They won the game, which is what matters. But they have some athletes, and it's they play defense hard. They rebound I think they had 50 rebounds I think against Oral Roberts. They rebound like crazy, so NDSU is going to be fine. South Dakota State is not what they once were, although they're still fine. They're good.
Yep.
They're trying to play defense too, which they really hadn't done much of under Otzelberger or guy Henderson. Eric Henderson. I mean, it was more of we're just going to outscore people. If we win games 95-91, we're okay with that. I don't think they're that way anymore under this new guy Peterson. But NDSU is going to be in the mix. It's going to be St. Thomas is really good. Johnny Towers got it rolling down there.
The net right now, St. Thomas is 120, the Bison are 149, the Jacks at 174. That's the only three in the top 200 in the net rankings.
Yeah. And UND got a couple, I think, surprise wins.
Yeah, beat Oral Roberts and then they beat the Jackrabbits.
Yep. But we'll see where they go from here. They just were not good in the preseason at all for the most part. So we'll see where they go. Other than that, Omaha's been struggling. USD they've got like 2 players. They're playing 2-on-5 apparently.
They're down to 6.
Poor Eric Peterson down there is. Yeah.
Literally 2 guys dropped during the Bison game, so I think they were really down to 5 because they only had 7 to start.
Yeah, and so that was just that's not a good situation for now. We'll see what happens there. But Denver is improved.
Yep.
I heard you yesterday with Kolpak talking about how they're going to be in the mix. I don't know if they're ready for that yet. We'll see.
Okay.
They're okay, but we'll see what they do. They did challenge St. Thomas down in St. Paul the other day, but they're good. Men are good. Bison men are good. Bison women, I think, are going to be really good.
Looks it.
And it comes down to the 2 games in Fargo and Brookings against the Jackrabbits. Then, of course, in Sioux Falls is really all that matters for NDSU. But it's good. It should be a good basketball couple of months here in Fargo. And so the crowds have been okay for the NDSU men. A couple thousand for the USD game.
Yeah, the New Year's Eve game, I was surprised. The crowd was actually pretty good for that.
Yeah, I heard you yesterday say like it was an odd start to him. It was New Year's Eve, Don.
I know.
It's it's people want to go out and do their thing on New Year's Eve. They don't want to go to a basketball game at 7:00 at night.
I meant in terms of like 4. Like you could do it. 4 is not a normal start time. You start at 1 then.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's true.
That's what I guess I was. I mean, I should have explained better.
But
Maybe
what
1
was
o'clock.
it? Was it on a Saturday?
No, it was on a Wednesday.
Oh, okay. 4. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because New Year's Eve was Wednesday. So what are you doing playing at 4? Play at 1 o'clock. Then they can get back to Vermont. You know what I mean?
Odd. Yeah. That's okay.
Nobody was playing anytime near there. Play at 1.
Okay. Maybe there's people working on New Year's Eve. I don't know, but they didn't want to have.
You and I weren't working. I don't know.
No. I was not.
Couple emails. Dom, nobody was really interested in hearing the woulda, shoulda, coulda from Montana State and Frisco last year. I have no interest in hearing the Illinois State woulda, shoulda, coulda. Cats won and showed tremendous grit for a young team. Okay. That was how they played out. If the holder for ISU handles either of those snaps cleanly, they win. So sad they handled that title, the Bobcats. And that's, again, you go back to kicking the ball.
Going to the previous email, what do you think people talk about on a sports talk show? This is what we do.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Let's see.
If it was my show, I'd say then don't watch. But it's your show, so I won't say that.
People already tune out anyway. It's all right.
Not for this segment,
No,
Pally.
actually not at all. All right, here's one for Mike. For the win now, does this make Brett Vegan even more attractive FBS candidate?
Well, he was already.
Yeah.
I think the circumstances didn't really work out for him. Now maybe he doesn't.
Now he goes.
Yeah, maybe
right?
now. I mean, and God bless him because he's a guy that did not want to leave either team.
Nope.
And wanted to coach it through. Yep. And so now maybe he's a little more willing to say, you know what, I'm going to take that next job. He'll get he's at least interested because he's talked to a couple different schools.
Yep.
And the money is so ridiculous, even in the Mountain West or Pac-12, that he's going to get a job someplace else when he wants it. And now maybe he decides, or see you later.
And then next time he can fly private to the job interview.
Yeah.
I know.
I was told that was his
decision,
which is
again, I know. Yeah.
I mean, okay.
Last one here before we go. Dom, yes, Mike, and get your thoughts as well. What's been the biggest portal departure for North Dakota State so far?
Left tackle.
I always say Bo Johnson is going to. Yeah, that
Toby
would go.
Anini is a close very
second.
close second.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. He's not like the top, but don't underestimate Eli.
I was going to say Ozick too. I agree.
When that happened, I was texting you and Kolpak going, "Don't." He was
kicked 2 54-yarders outside.
He was really good.
Yes.
Again, FCS kicking is sketchy.
I saw it last night.
I told the guys last night at bowling, I've seen 6 million FCS games in the last 20 years, and the level of field goal kicker or place kicker in FCS is generally not good.
UND's kicker missed a 22-yarder, a field goal?
Yes.
Up in the Alaris
And
Center.
SDSU lost its kicker last year and grabbed some guy from NAIA,
Yep.
and he was not good.
Not great.
No.
Nope.
And so don't underestimate the loss of Eli Ozick as being, because when it comes down to it, at the
You may need it.
what's the biggest, if you want to go down to the biggest single play in NDSU football history, what was it?
Oh, it's Cam Peterson field goal at Iowa. Yep. Which was, I think, 37 yards, by the way. So
Kid made a 37-yard field goal to beat Iowa.
Yepper. Yep. Which was not an easy kick there either, by the way.
No.
We got to roll. Thanks for coming by. Have a great week, all right?
I'm not going to woulda, coulda, shoulda anything ever again. Apparently, hey, hooray for the Bobcats! Yay! Woo-hoo-hoo!
There's our new clip for Mike. Thanks for coming by, bud. We'll see you next week.
Good Lord.
Mike
What
McFeely
kind of
joining
life
us.
do these people live?
Every Tuesday. Coming back, Dave Richmond will
Exciting
start
in his
hour
house.
2 when we come back after
To
this.
sit down with that guy for a beer.